part one of our video tutorial series to help you record your poetry out loud recitations. I'll be walking you through how to record the best image. The first thing you'll want to do is decide what device you would like to record with. For this series, I'll be using my smartphone. So the first thing I want to do is check to see how much storage space I have on my smartphone. Each recitation will be anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes long, which means that each video will be anywhere from 200 to 600 megabytes. This means, to be on the safe side, you probably want around 2 gigabytes of storage space that you can use on your smartphone. Capturing a good quality image is all about controlling light, choosing a background that is appropriate and doesn't distract from your performance, and also deciding how to crop yourself or frame yourself in a way that complements your performance. Let's start by talking about lighting. Right now, I'm surrounded by a 3-point lighting setup. This means that I have one light in front of me at about a 45-degree angle, and that's throwing light onto the right side of my face here. The second light is right next to that light in front of me at a 45-degree angle to the left. It's filling in the shadows from the first light. And then I have a third light behind me that's casting light to create an edge of light around my body to make me stand out from the background. You can mimic, adapt, and simplify this lighting setup at home with lights that you have access to. If you prefer to use sunlight as your primary light source by standing or sitting near a window, just make sure that you're facing the window rather than facing away from the window. Next, let's talk about camera movement. I recommend keeping your camera still while recording your recitation so that movement doesn't distract from your performance. You can either put your smartphone on a stand like this, if you have access to one, or you can create a DIY version of a tripod using objects that you have access to at home. You'll also want to think about the distance and angle that the camera is relative to your body. In filmmaking, a wide shot shows the character from head to toe. This allows viewers to pick up on body language and different physical gestures. A medium shot shows a character from the waist up. This focuses on some physical gestures, but also more on facial expression to convey emotion. And then a close shot typically shows a character from shoulders up or from the neck up. And this shot is really all about emotion because it's focusing on facial features and facial expression. I recommend that you keep the camera lens at about eye level with yourself when you're recording your recitation performance, rather than filming from a high angle or a low angle. It's a good idea to leave a little bit of headroom in your composition. This is the space between the top of your head and the top edge of the frame. You can stand centered in the frame, slightly to one side or the other, but I recommend not cropping yourself out awkwardly like this. It's also helpful to consider your background. Think about the room that you record your recitations in like a set. Make sure that all of the objects, colors, and textures that viewers see surrounding you help to complement your recitation rather than distract from it. Now it's time for you to do a test run. Pick a space, set up your lights, and set up your camera, and record yourself performing your recitations. Watch the video back and check to see if you're happy with the lighting, the camera distance, the camera angle, and the composition of your video. It is the student's job to identify the poem title and author, and, if necessary, the translator. Here are a few recitation reminders. A student's own editorial comments before or after the poem are not allowed. Epigraphs should be recited, and their omission will affect the accuracy score. Footnotes should not be recited, and their inclusion will affect the accuracy score. Stanza numbers and dedications are optional, and their inclusion or omission should not affect the accuracy score. Students must include the name of the translator if applicable. The poem must be delivered from memory.